Have you ever spent hours, literally hours, clicking through endless links trying to find just one simple public record? It is so frustrating, right? You just keep hitting dead end after dead end. Or maybe you're trying to do a background check or review a legal history, and it feels like this system is just actively working against you. Well, you are exactly where you need to be. Court records are absolutely crucial tools for everyday citizens, journalists, and legal pros trying to stay informed. So today, in this explainer, I'm going to give you the ultimate map to navigate the Macomb County court records system. We're going to unlock some exclusive tips and tricks you won't find anywhere else, and the best part, it's all completely free.
So you might be wondering, why is finding a local court record so notoriously frustrating in the first place? Well, mostly it's because people assume there's just this one giant magical database where you type in a name and boom, everything pops up. But let me tell you, that is just not how it works in Macomb County. Instead, you're usually dealing with this highly decentralized, confusing maze of municipal boundaries and state rules. But don't worry, because once you know the secret to how this system is actually structured, the whole thing just cracks wide open. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is your massive aha moment. The secret is that Macomb County's court system is not one single portal. No, it's actually divided into 3 completely distinct branches. You've got the circuit court, the district courts, and the probate court. And here's the kicker. If you're searching in the wrong branch, you will literally never, ever find the record you need, no matter how hard you look. To get you exactly where you need to be, here is our roadmap for today. 1, understanding the basics. 2, navigating the court websites. 3, performing a search. 4, interpreting the search results. And 5, additional resources and support.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, understanding the basics, mapping the courts.
So how do we know who maintains what? The jurisdictions actually break down pretty clearly. If you were looking for a felony criminal case, a civil lawsuit for more than $25,000, or a family law matter like a divorce, you need the 16th Circuit Court. That one's located in Mount Clemens. But if you're hunting down a traffic ticket, a misdemeanor, or a civil claim under 25 grand, you have to look at the district courts, and those are spread out across various municipalities. Finally, for things like wills, estates, or guardianships, you head straight to the probate court. Basically, just knowing the case type and the dollar amount instantly tells you which branch holds your record. It's kind of like a giant sorting hat.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 2, navigating the Macomb County court websites.
Now that you know which branch you need, how do you actually find their electronic portal? Well, this brilliantly illustrates the digital divide in the county. On the left, if you're looking for those major felonies or large civil suits, the 16th Circuit Court uses a database called CourtView eAccess. You can search that one directly through the county's portal. But on the right, if you need a district court for, say, a misdemeanor or a small claim, they use an entirely different system run by the state, called the SCAO MyCourt system. So 2 different branches, 2 completely different search engines. And if you are using that MyCourt system for the district courts, there's a bit of a catch. You can't just search the entire county all at once. You actually have to select the specific municipal district court from a drop-down directory. So for example, if the incident happened in Warren, you absolutely must search the 37th District Court. If it was in East Point, you pick the 38th. St. Clair Shores, that's going to be the 40th. You really have to know the geography to pinpoint the digital record. All right, you've tracked down the right portal. Let's move on to Section 3, performing a search, executing your free query.
This is the highly practical, step-by-step part for actually running your search. Here is how you want to build your strategy. Step 1, always start with the name or the case number if you happen to have it. Step 2, to save yourself from sifting through hundreds of irrelevant results, filter by case type. Just specify if you want civil, criminal, or traffic. And step 3, utilize those date filters. If you know a ticket was issued back in 2021, just plug that year in. Refining these parameters is for sure the best way to improve your accuracy, whether you're on CourtView or McCourt.
Now be prepared, because you might hit a few walls in this maze. You've got to know that not everything is public. FOIA, or Freedom of Information Act exemptions, legally block certain sensitive files from online public access. So you are not going to find mental health commitments, adoption and juvenile records, or grand jury records online. You also won't see expunged records, cases sealed under HYTA, that's the Holmes Youthful Trainee Act, or certain deferred drug charges under Statute 333-7411. If you're searching for any of these, the online portals are just going to tell you no records found, and that's by design.
Okay, let's say you ran your search and you got a hit. Awesome! Welcome to Section 4, interpreting the search results. reading legal information on a screen can honestly feel a bit like trying to read a foreign language. So the absolute crucial point here is understanding the case status. If that status says open or pending, it means the case is active, it's ongoing, and there are probably future court dates. If it says adjudicated or disposed, well, that's just legal jargon meaning a judicial decision has been reached, so a judge or jury has made a ruling. And if it says closed, it simply means all court actions, including things like sentencing or paying fines, are fully finalized. Knowing this tells you exactly what steps you might need to take next.
Also, when you look at the case history, which is called the Register of Actions, you'll see line after line of individual documents. Why? Because Michigan uses an electronic filing system called MyFile, and it has some very strict rules. It literally forces attorneys and clerks to separate documents. So a motion, a notice of hearing, and a brief, they can't just be lumped into one big file. They are separated out line by line, so the public register accurately reflects exactly what is happening in real time. But what if the digital maze just isn't giving you what you need? That brings us to Section 5, Additional Resources and Support. We always need a reliable detour, right? First things first, consider the age of the record. These online portals generally only handle modern records. But if you're diving into historical genealogy or looking for records from the 1800s up to the 1960s, like old chancery files or early divorces, you actually have to take a detour to Lansing. The Archives of Michigan in Lansing maintains the historical, physical archives for Macomb County. But hey, if your record is modern and the online system is just acting up, you have some great alternatives. You can actually visit the free public terminal computers right at the county clerk's office at 40 North Main Street in Mount Clemens. You can also walk right up to the court clerk counters if you need official certified paper copies. On top of that, there are some fantastic online communities and forums for peer advice if you get stuck. And lastly, if you need a statewide criminal history rather than just Macomb County, you can use the Michigan State Police iChat system for a small $10 fee. Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with an incredibly important, really empowering tip directly from the courts themselves. The website state, the information available here supplements but does not replace the official records on file with the court. No action should be taken in reliance upon the information. Basically, this means the online search is a fantastic guide, but it is not the final legal word. And remember, while this explainer gives you the tools to access public records, it is definitely not legal advice. For really complex cases, or if you need to take legal action based on what you find, always consult with a qualified legal professional. You now have the knowledge to bypass the frustration, confidently choose the correct court branch, and execute a highly precise search. So I'll leave you with this. Now that you have the literal map to Macomb County's court maze, what records will you search for first? Dive in, try it out, and please share your successes or any weird challenges you run into down in the comments. Let's build a community that helps each other out. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy searching.